So who's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome back to another MotoGP 19 career mode episode, and here we are for the next round. It's going to be the German Grand Prix. If we remind ourselves, in the championship, Marquez just pulled out slightly on us and he's now 9 points in the lead. We were joint in the last race, but as you can probably tell, he ended up beating us in the end, so he pulled out a little bit. So I'm not too worried about this. I mean, I've got a little bit of anti-wheelie I can upgrade now, finally. Got max anti-wheelie, so that should help us out, and now we can start to aim on upgrading the frame or the engine going forward to get ourselves a bit more performance. But for now, let's get straight into the German Grand Prix. So here we are then, we are heading out for our quick lap simulation as we always do in the practice session, just to see what our pace is kind of like and try and get ourselves up into Q2 straight away, miss out Q1 if possible. It's also going to give us a few resource points and we slowly save them up over the course of the season. So I've been a little bit inconsistent with the uploads lately, so really sorry about that. I didn't mean to get on the grass there either, so yeah, really big apologies for the inconsistency with the uploads. I'm trying to get back on track with it. I'm trying to get F1 back up and running, that series. It's been over a week since I've done that series, so hopefully I can bring it back if you guys are still interested in that F1 career mode. MotoGP will definitely be staying, but I do want to carry on with F1. I mean, I'm loving the driver transfers in other people's career modes. But for now, let's carry on this lap. Hopefully it's enough to beat that 122 flat. That's quite a quick time actually, I think, but it should be definitely doable. So let's see how we get on. So a 123.3, we've got 1.3 seconds to find. We did have a poor start to the lap and it is our first lap, so maybe we should be able to do it. We run a little bit deep there, but let's see how we get on this second lap then. Here we go then, on 122.7, we've got about another 0.4 of a second to shave off of this lap time. Exiting out the final corner, coming across the line, it's a 121 point something, which is enough to beat the 122 flat that we needed. So finally, after 3 practice laps, we finally beat the time. So I will take that. Hopefully that's enough to get us into Q2 straight away. So let's skip to qualifying. Hopefully it's enough, as you can see. Oh yes, just 0.8 quicker than Dovizioso. So a good time there. But is it enough? And yes, just about. Look at that. 2 places away from being into Q1. So lucky for us there. So, let's head into qualifying. We're in Q2. We're second in the championship, just 9 points off of Marc Marquez. So we've got a bit of work to do. I need to switch up these tyres for some more soft tyres. And then we need to, it's going to be a tough old qualifying session, I think. But let's see how we get on then. Head out on track on our Yamaha. Try and get on the front row. Maybe even pole position if we're that good. But we'll see. Sachsenring's always a track where I've struggled at, so we're going to have a tough old race ahead of us. But let's see if we get the best starting position possible for the race tomorrow. Here we go then, ending our first qualifying lap at 22.1. So a pretty decent lap time. Maybe that'll be enough for pole position. I'm really not sure. Let's see how we get on in sector 1 here. Run it a little bit deep. Oh, that's going to cost us time running deep, I think. See what it is for the first sector split though. Oh no, we're just about up on our first sector, so we'll carry on. So over the course of that lap, Dovi set her fastest lap, which is a 120.7. What do? A 121.4, so we're going about 0.7 of a second to try and shave off. That is a big ask. I don't think I can shave that much time off in this qualifying session. So in the end then, it's P6, pretty close with all the Yamahas. Look at that, 21.4s from each Yamaha rider, that's pretty sick. And then we're about 0.7 off of Dovi. So Yamaha starting to show its lack of pace here in the middle of the season. Not what we need when we're in contention to take the championship, but we're just going to have to fight through it. Tyres seem to be lasting okay, so I mean I'm going to go for medium. Because they do start to overheat after a few laps, so medium should be good for us in the race. And then we'll just see how we get on. Soft medium from Valentino, medium as well from Marquez and Vinales. So hopefully now with the upgraded anti-wheelie, we can get ourselves a decent start. Lights are about to go out, and I'm going to send one straight up the inside at turn 1 if I can get ourselves a decent start, a little bit of a pop of a wheelie, and everyone's backing up into turn number 1 there. we can find ourselves up into P2 if we can just keep it ahead of the Suzuki there coming into turn 2. So there we go, off with a start. That was the best start we've had in a little while. Straight up into P2 from P6. The initial launch was actually horrendous, but on the brakes into turn 1 we just masterclassed everyone and went straight up into P2. Dovi's on a completely different level of pace. I'm expecting him to pull away slightly. As you can see already, look at this, he's starting to pull away. Oh, come on. Can't get this Yamaha to turn. 1.4 seconds already through the first sector. He's pulled out, which is absolutely crazy. How's he done that? Going to be a masterclass from Dovizioso, but at least it's not Marquez because he's our championship rival. Dovi's a bit further back in the championship, so Dovi can run away with this one. We've got to fight our own race. We've got to think bigger picture at this point. Almost halfway through the season. In fact, we might be just about halfway through the season. We've got to be clever here in the final corner, lap number 1. It's a short old track, this one. Try to get some heat into the tyres. Dovi was a 21.8. We do a 24.1. Rins behind us. Marquez behind him. And then Rossi in P5. Benaya all the way in P6. That's a good old result for him so far. Let's see if we can push this Yamaha a little bit. Start getting some heat into these tyres because they're feeling a little bit cold. A little bit slippy, especially on the curbs there. Half a second back is Rins. But like I said, Dovi is completely annihilating us so far. Around turn 5. Where has Dovi gone? He's completely cleared off. How's he got so much more pace than everyone? 3.3 seconds is the gap now pretty much to Dovi. Rins is still just under half a second behind, so he's right there. One mistake and we are done. Can't afford to think like that though, because I don't think we'll make a mistake. There's lots of left-hand corners in that section, and then you got to flick it over quickly into turn 11. 3.3 seconds. We actually closed in a little bit on Dovizioso. I mean, if we could catch Dovizioso late on in the Grand Prix, that would be good. But I don't think we can make up 3 seconds. He's done it in just under 2 laps. He's got that 3-second lead. 21 flat from Dovizioso. They're the sort of lap times we're aiming for. We are 1.4 seconds off of that. Come on, man. Still got Rins behind us, though. He's followed in tandem by Marquez and our teammate Valentino. Mears in P17 and the other Suzuki, so a big gap between the 2 Suzuki riders here at the Saxon Ring. A nice old calm start to this Grand Prix for us. Rins is about a second behind her and he's not looking like he's going to close in anytime soon, so that's good for us. Lots of left-hand corners around here and it really throws me. Oh god, it's a tough old track, the Saxon Ring. It probably is my least favourite track to ride. And through that sector, Rins has caught up massively. We dropped a whole bunch of time through that sector. And Rins is all over the back of us. Uh-oh. So I didn't even feel like I made a mistake. I was just slow through that sector. And he reeled us in nicely for him. Not for us, but around turn 11 we get a good run there. Back up to 0.7 of a second the gap is now. That was scary through there. Sector 2 is slow for us. Sector 3 is quick. Sector 4 is just average, I think. Into the final corner. Zip it in. Good run up the hill, hopefully. Come on the power. What's the gap to the guy behind now? 22.3 for us. 5 seconds up the road is Dovizioso. Braking into turn number 1. A little bit wide there, but you can get away with it. Tyres are starting to get up to optimum temperature now, so we should be able to start pulling away. 4.8 seconds is the gap now. So the gap maintains until we hit sector 2, which is all the left-handers, which is tricky for us. It's this sector here where we struggle. Just got to try and keep on the power as long as possible. So 5.8 seconds still through the first sector. Rins closes in probably by a tenth or so. But this is the question now. Can we hold on to P2? Because we close in on Marquez in the championship, which would be good. And if Rins stays behind us as well, that's good. 2. Come on, these long left-handers are horrible. Come on, back on the power. I can hear Rins behind us. We did another slow sector 2, and sector 2 is going to be the cause of any issues, and Rins made a mistake as we made a mistake. I was too busy looking at the minimap down below. Marquez now in 3rd place. So will Marquez apply the pressure? I've got to try and pull out a little bit. As you can see, trying to push it a bit more now. Marquez 6/10 of a second behind us. So battle of attrition out here at Germany. Come on, Rins, get back at Marquez. Rins back at Marquez, just what we needed. Rossi through on Marquez as well, just what we needed too. Come on, what is the gap behind Marquez? Back through on Rossi, Marquez back through on Rins. It's a good old little battle going on behind, so this battling is going to allow us to pull away. So we just need to keep it calm, pull away, consistent, hit our apexes, and a pretty old boring race for us, but there's battles going on behind which are going to be interesting in the championship. This is going to be a crucial race in the championship. 7 seconds ahead is Dovi. Is Dovi having a surge of form in the championship as well? Like that could mean he takes the win in the championship. If he keeps performing like this at the next few races, it will get him back on track very, very quickly, and we've got a good old job to do if we want to try and keep ahead. And this rear tyre is starting to go. You can see it slipping as we go over the curbs. Marquez still in P3 now. Come on, Rins and Rossi, you need to do something for us and get back past him. But there's a gap that's formed between that little pack now, so that battle only lasted about a sector, but we needed it to go on a little bit longer. Broken into the 121s. Marquez still behind us, and he's there, he's closer actually. So 2 laps to go. Dovi's cleared off and should easily take the win. Very easily should take the win. So it's now about the rest of the podium. Who's going to be there? That fantastic start for us has given us a lifeline in the championship to try and close in on Marquez. Then we've got Bruno next, so a tough old track again for us. We're going to be coming on to the last lap around the next corner, and I've seen Marquez behind make a mistake on the mini-map, so that's going to pull Rins closer. It's only a minor mistake, so it gave us a little bit of breathing room as well back to Marquez for the final lap, so I would take that right out the final corner. Good run up the hill, and the anti-wheelie doing an absolutely fantastic job. We upgraded it for this race, and it's doing bits for us. I mean, this is what we need. This is really, really what we need for the rest of the season. A nice stable bike, no wheelie pop in, no poor bit of traction or anything like that. So the bike, I'm happy with the rideability. I just need to improve performance. I'll probably improve the frame before I do anything with the engine, so if we can improve the frame, that'd be good. Get it a little bit more agile than what it currently is, because it's not the most agile bike at the minute, this Yamaha, at least on this game. Come on! So at tracks like the Saxon Ring, we're going to struggle. Maybe Brno too. There's a few corners that remind me of the Saxon Ring at Brno. A couple of chicanes as well, but we should be okay through them. In a straight line, we're okay. I'm not worried about that. But anyway, we need to bring this bike home. Last sector to go almost. Oh, look at that rear. And then doesn't want to turn for turn 11. That's a scruffy old sector, that. Right, I just had to answer the phone then. 2 corners to go, and I can see Marquez behind. He is right there. There is Marc Marquez. Dovi takes an absolute domination of a win right here at the German Grand Prix. We're coming out the final corner a little bit wider than I'd like. Here comes Marc Marquez. We should be okay. Yes, indeed. Over the line then. We escape. So Dovi first, 121 flat. He is just on a different level of everyone else. Then Marquez got the next fastest lap, but we were consistent enough to keep him at bay, so it would have been a tight race if it wasn't for Dovizioso. But anyway, that's been it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed, and if you want to see more, subscribe for more. So we've got 5 points between ourselves and Marquez, so let's get him out at the Czech Grand Prix in the next one. So I'll see you then.